Hey everybody, this is Khayos for another Khayos Fitness, and today I want to talk to you guys about power bars. Oh my god, we've seen them, it drives us nuts. There's a whole aisle of them. It's pretty much like, it's anything you can think of. They have every flavor, every coffee infused, every vanilla infused, every power, every whatever, they have it. When you first get started, and this is a misconception a lot of people get, and this is something even I did back in the day before I knew a little bit better. People don't realize that just because something that is advertised as healthy doesn't mean that it works, one, for you, and two, it's the correct thing to eat. Because at the end of the day, all these little power bar options are literally just glorified candy bars. And I'm not saying that they're all bad; they don't work. However, at the end of the day, it literally comes down to what are you doing? What are you doing with your fitness? And that's the way that I approach a lot of these bars and stuff. Protein bars is something that I don't eat every day, but every once in a while, I either need to change it up, or I'm on the run and I do not get a chance to grab a meal. So that's what pretty much I turn to, either a protein shake or I turn into a protein bar. Now, protein bars, for the most part, depending on what you're doing, most of them are meant to be like meal replacements. Especially, for example, let's say you have a long work day. You just put in an hour at the gym, and for whatever reason, you just don't have your, you cannot have, you either don't want your protein, like powder stuff in the morning, so you can grab a power bar, and that pretty much is your protein bar, and that's pretty good. And that pretty much gets you until you can have a decent meal later on. If you're a more serious person, or like more like into the fitness where you're actually cutting and your muscle building and stuff, you will have like a power bar here and there, but for the most part, a lot of your meals are timed and you already have all your prep done. So this is not really for you. You guys know what you're doing. Now keep in mind, I am not a health professional. I'm just someone who lost a lot of weight and has been figuring this out on her own. Now, to me, here's the way that I come to look at protein bars, power bars, whatever you want to call them. You have your something to tie me over bars, and then you have my full meal replacement bars. All right. Now, the average meal for me, I eat anywhere between 5 to 6 times a day. Pretty much, I could talk about this all day, but my average meal, it ranges anywhere between 300 to about 400 calories per meal. And I have it timed out throughout the day, depending on what I do and the level of activity that I'm doing for the day. If for whatever reason, let's say I didn't get a chance to cook the night before, or I simply just needed a little extra, because I'm always listening to my body. I'm a little older lady. I am 34 years old. I am no spring chicken. So I'm constantly listening to my body and what it needs. It is really good to go ahead and try to discipline yourself. But if you are genuinely hungry and what you brought is not enough, maybe your body's fighting something, maybe it's trying to heal something, feed your body good stuff. Not saying to constantly, supplement it with protein shakes and power bars, but if you do not have access to good food, this is a good alternative. So you have stuff like this. Quest bars are incredibly popular. They taste pretty good, and they come in a wide range of flavors. The average bar for this, I noticed they're about 190 to about 200 calories per bar, which is not bad. It has 9 grams of fat, which is a little high if you're trying to keep it low fat. It has low sodium at 210. It's not so bad. Carbohydrates is 20 grams. And then sugar is less than 1 gram. So if you're trying to kind of lean down a little bit, this is not so bad. Now, you have to read each different one of these Quest bars because they're not all the same. Obviously, different flavors, different nutritional value. But I don't mind the chocolate chip cookie dough. It actually tasted really good. And this, to me, is just a tie-over bar for me. All right? I enjoyed it. It was great. I love it. Awesome. Here's one that I never seen until recently. It's called Be Up. And Be Up is not so bad. It has 220 calories, 11 grams of fat, a little high for me. Sodium 135 milligrams, which is really low. Carbohydrates 23, sugar is 3. This reminds me of the old school protein bars. Back when the first time I lost weight, where you had a protein bar, it tasted like a protein bar. It just tasted like compacted powder. Was it bad? No. Was it enjoyable? Meh. So, it is what it is. It's not my top favorites. I'm probably not going to go back to this one anytime soon. But, hey, keep working on it. And here's another one, the Power Bar. The Power Bar series, they're actually not bad. They're kind of like my mid-range for me. This is about 210 calories, 5 grams of fat, so it's a little better than the other ones. 120 milligrams of sodium. It's got 27 grams of of carbs, and here's where it bombs, where it kills me, because it's a pretty decent bar. It has 13 grams of sugar. So pretty much like my second option. My Quest bars is still my first option if I need something to tie me over. But as you can see, different bars offer you different options. Not so bad. Now, let's say that I have a really long day. My average day starts at 4 a.m. and it pretty much ends anywhere between 6 or 7 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's some days that I just genuinely run out of food. I just, I'm starving. I did a good hour and a half solid workout in the morning, and then I had another cardio session in the afternoon, and my body's just like, feed me, woman, feed me. And I don't want to have a protein shake. I don't want to eat my usual chicken. I don't want to use my little thing of beef. I just need to change it up. Then I might resort to something like a meal replacement bar. Now, here's the reason why I said this is a meal replacement. This has 340 calories, 13 grams of fat. It has 105 sodium, which is not bad. Carbohydrates is 32, sugar is 10. So in days where I only have access to this, because if I'm traveling, I might not get a chance to get any phenols, especially if you're going from like gas station to gas station, filling up your gas tank, and you're doing whatever you got to do. I won't eat this in one sitting. I'll literally split it in two. The Oh Yeah bars are actually not bad. But I personally, it's something that I'll do it on desperation, unless you're literally bulking up or you're trying to eat 30, go for it. This is all for you. This does not work for me. Again, it's an emergency. I do love most of their flavors. This was the cookie caramel crunch. It was kind of meh, pretty much how I felt about it. And I thought it was just me. I had a friend of mine try it with me. He was like, meh. So it wasn't just me. But otherwise, it's not bad. There's another one that most of us have seen as well. It's called Supreme Protein. And this one actually has one of the highest calorie contents at 390 calories, 18 grams of fat, 200 milligrams of sodium, 32 grams of carbohydrates, and 5 grams of sugar. All right. Again, this is one of those where I will cut in half on average. I do half in the morning, maybe half in the evening, especially if I'm doing a lot of cardio, a lot of HIIT type of stuff. Because it's just a meal. That is literally one of my meals. I could probably have, in fact, I could look it up right here. I can have probably 4 ounces of chicken and then some spinach, and I have some carrots and cherry tomatoes and some baby spinach on there, whatever. No dressing, because I don't eat dressing. And that's pretty much the equivalent of that bar right there. And it is a more sustainable form of protein. It's a lot cleaner than this. So at the end of the day, it comes down to, what are your needs at the time? What are you doing fitness-wise? And what are you doing for that day? So, but for most part, that's my opinion on protein bars, power bars, whatever you want to call it. Are you just grabbing it to tie you over, or are you using it to replace a meal? So, and that's the kind of stuff you kind of have to think about, because at the end of the day, the last thing you want to do is constantly have a energy bar or a power bar, and then you're not seeing any changes in your body. You're like, why isn't my body getting cut or lean or whatever? Why am I doing wrong even though I'm busting my butt every day in the gym? And at the end of the day, it comes down to nutrition. So if you're not putting the right things in your body, you're not going to see any results. But anyway, this has been Anna Khayos for Anna Khayos Thoughts, a part of the Anna Khayos Fitness. And please follow me on Pinterest, Instagram. I am on Tumblr. I am also on YouTube, Facebook. I am also on MyFitnessPal, and I'm also on bodybuilder.com. You want to follow me, join me, that's great. Have fun. Also, do not forget to put towards my GoFundMe donation. That's only if you want to, of course. I did have a breast lift and tummy tuck, and it was not cheap at all. So you want to donate $1? That's awesome. You just want to share my story? That's awesome as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.